non-otaku.
I get that Japanese people like bugs a lot more than Americans, but I still find it just strange, like which bugs they picked. Why not like a praying mantis?
Maybe not as cool as grasshopper.
I will never understand the sentence you just said.
Welcome back to 2M Otak. I am a host Mayu, a born and raised Japanese non-otaku, and
I'm Cisco, an American otaku.
In this podcast, we share reviews of anime and manga through our distinct perspectives with commentary on Japanese culture, history, and language. Cisco.
Yes.
Like, we were not trying to watch this anime.
That's true.
We just randomly found this on Netflix, and it looks pretty appealing to me. I don't know about to you.
I think a different part of it was appealing to me than to you.
Yeah, the reason why it was appealing to me was because I know about this Sentai.
That word is like known by maybe like people who are really familiar with this genre. I don't know that everybody will know it, but you can call it that.
Okay. So Sentai that I kind of used to watch when I was a little kid, just because I have a younger brother and he was obsessed with the Sentai. So I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And then we started watching. And how was it?
It was hilarious. I'm really glad we decided to watch it.
The first episode was so good and it was so great, even though you don't know anything about the Sentai.
Well, I wouldn't say I don't know anything about Sentai because I did watch some of Power Rangers.
But the one we are talking about.
That's right.
Okay. So today we are going to talk about?
Today we'll be talking about Tojima Wants to be a Kamen Rider.
In Japanese, Tojima Tanzaburo wa Kamen Rider ni naritai. It's long.
Yeah.
I mean, it's long in English too, but yeah, so we're going to talk about this, like, very kind of nostalgic for me and new to you, yet really, really funny.
Very, very funny, yes.
Yes. Before we start, we'd like to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ideas, questions, or even suggestions that we should talk about. Send us a message to the email in the description, or you can use Spotify and the YouTube comments section as well. Okay, let's dive into it. So far, there are 2 episodes we watched.
Right.
And a third episode is about to come on. There are 16 tankobons.
That's a lot.
That's what I thought too.
It doesn't seem like they're going to be able to stretch this out for 16 tankobons worth of material, but I guess you never know.
It's a popular thing. Could you give us a summary?
Sure. This is really only a summary of the first and second episodes.
Yeah.
But there's a guy named Tojima Tanzaburo, and he's like obsessed with Kamen Rider, which is a Sentai show from the 70s. As a kid, he was like really into Kamen Rider. And then even as like a teenager, he was like still really into Kamen Rider when a lot of other people were like, dude.
So he kept training himself.
Yeah. So he trained in karate, I guess.
Like everything.
Martial arts.
Yeah, he's muscly.
Kamen Rider fighting styles.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, he trained. It really seems like he was in high school in the 80s, right? Mm-hmm. Like from the everything, maybe the early 90s.
Not 80s. He is 40 right now.
This is actually set in like the early 2010s, like about 10 years ago is like the setting. You don't get that sense? So anyway, as a teenager, he was still really into Kamen Rider. He fought some local thugs. They beat the crap out of him because, you know, there was one dude against like a bunch of dudes. So it's got kind of like a realism angle to it. He winds up being 40 years old, single, and he works as a construction worker. And he throws out all his Kamen Rider stuff. So he seems kind of like sad and a little pathetic. But then he sees online.
Yeah, on the news. Like,
that there's some
robbers.
Yeah, some like kind of yakuza chimpiras, like thugs, hitting up stores and like using masks to commit crimes. And the masks they're using are the masks of the bad guys from Kamen Rider's like, you know, story. And he's like, wow, that's ridiculous. He doesn't really react to it. And he doesn't go looking for trouble. But then he's just like chilling at a festival and he happens to like run into the guys wearing those masks who are committing crimes, like busting up somebody's, you know, festival stall. And the stall next to it has popular hero masks and stuff, like which, you know, people wear in Japan. And one of them is Kamen Rider. So he just takes the Kamen Rider mask, puts it on, and then proceeds to like beat the crap out of the guys who are like busting up the stall, because I guess it's set in at least the 2010s, because people have video phones that like record him and then post it on social media of him like being Kamen Rider. Then in the second episode, we're introduced to a woman who is obsessed with a female character from the Kamen Rider series and who is trained to be like her. But she doesn't just have a mask. She has like a full body suit. And so in the second episode, she also encounters the people dressed up like the Shocker organization from Kamen Rider, and then she fights them in the second episode. That's it.
Yeah. So I think he's been dreaming about being Kamen Rider. But, you know, in real life, there's no Shocker or like...
there's no bad guys.
Bad guys.
I mean, well, there's plenty of bad guys, but there are no villains from Kamen Rider to fight.
It was kind of funny to see at the beginning of the first episode that he encountered a bear.
Right.
And he's like, oh, it's just bear.
Right. He fights the bear.
Yeah. And it was like, right now, like Japan has like bear crisis.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah. 43 people have been attacked by bears this year in Japan?
No, not in Japan.
Just in Akita Prefecture? Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, so all over the Japan, there are like bears attacking people. I mean, there's a reason why, right? So like they don't
habitat
have
habitat loss.
Yeah, and then not enough
change.
food. It's like
right.
They come to the town, and then people are not used to bears in the town. So people get injured, and then I think 7 people killed so far in Japan this year.
That's a lot.
So like, it's not funny that people get killed, but it was funny to see him fighting bear in the first episode.
Because that's now apparently kind of realistic.
We need him.
We need bear fighting otaku to like save Japan.
We needed him badly. And he doesn't use a gun.
That's true. He just uses his fists. Okay.
It was really funny because I know not a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but like I have basic knowledge of Kamen Rider watching when I was a kid. And then there are like images of Kamen Rider with like a mask always and a bicycle. Not bicycle, motorbike.
Yes.
Right? Cool one.
A motorcycle.
Yes. Right. And they have a special belt and there's this like special movement when they change into Kamen Rider from a regular person, and the shockers are like everywhere. And they keep saying, she, something like that. It's always the same pattern. Like a hero thing is kind of the same. Not now, but like old days, it's always the same pattern, and he's gonna win.
Right.
Yeah, but it's still satisfying as a kid to watch.
Totally.
And then like what's more funny to me was I know my own brother who is about to be 40. He still watches Kamen Rider. And then let me explain. Kamen Rider when we were kids, it was for little kids. And in certain time, I don't know, like 20 years ago or so, it became like an adult thing.
Okay.
It's like a more like drama.
Yeah.
Every Sunday morning. Like
Sunday morning drama?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more like it's more dramatic. And I think the target people for that kind of Kamen Rider was people who used to be kids and they used to watch old Kamen Rider.
Right.
So like he still watches Kamen Rider to this day.
Okay.
And I can't help like overlapping my brother and the main character.
Oh.
My brother is not working out. Like he's not training or anything.
Well, you don't know that, but it's true that I don't think he could beat a bear in a fist fight.
That would be awesome. He could do that, right? I
would
would
be
respect.
Awesome if anybody could do that. I don't think they would need to be your brother. If anyone was able to beat a bear in a fist fight, you'd be like, oh damn, yeah.
So like my brother is the closest person and the expert of Kamen Rider that I know. And I really want to ask him what he thinks about this anime or if he knows about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, you've never watched Kamen Rider before.
No, like I said, the only Sentai show that I watched any of was Power Rangers, which is a really weird example because only half the show was actually Japanese. They reshot all of the scenes where the people have their masks off and are talking to each other with American actors. And so I'd never seen like a fully Japanese Sentai show. And that it's pretty different than Kamen Rider. Like the parts that are similar are everybody's in like a jumpsuit with a mask, but I was aware of Kamen Rider because you anywhere you go in Japan, you'll see Kamen Rider, even if you don't know what it is, because its reach is very broad. And I was always sort of perplexed by Kamen Rider. Like, does he have actual powers? Does the mask give him any powers, or he's just a regular dude who happens to wear a mask?
I mean, I think what I remember from the old Kamen Rider, regular dude is strong, but he gets even stronger with the suit.
Okay. How does he get the suit? Is it from aliens, or like where did it?
Belt.
He built it?
The belt.
The belt.
You know, he wears a special belt and they turn it on and you get...
It transforms him? Okay, but
yeah.
How did he get the belt? Did he make it, or is it like a gift from like aliens or something?
I don't know the details.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has a magic belt.
Yes.
Or maybe a very advanced technological belt.
Maybe.
That transforms him into...
Kamen Rider.
And is his face supposed to look like a bug?
Oh yeah, it's bata. Grasshopper.
He's a grasshopper.
Yeah.
What a weird choice. Because it's not like grasshoppers are that strong or anything, right?
I don't know why. Yeah.
So he looks like a grasshopper.
Yeah. There are like different kinds of Kamen Rider, but pretty much most of them look like grasshopper.
But the girl looks like a ladybug.
Ladybug, it's different.
It's just a weird... I mean, like, I get that Japanese people like bugs a lot more than Americans, but I still find it just strange, like, which bugs they picked. Why not like a praying mantis?
Maybe not as cool as grasshopper.
I will never understand the sentence you just said. Praying mantis not as cool as a grasshopper.
Well, praying mantis is kind of evil.
Okay, I actually agree with that.
Right?
Yes, but cooler. A lot cooler.
More like villain side. Maybe they have praying mantis, villain.
Okay, well, whatever. So Kamen Rider doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm going to say that. Like, I think also, does he have a scarf?
Yes.
Like, scarf plus motorcycle equals you probably die accidentally when your scarf goes in the wheel of your motorcycle and kills you, is my like vision.
I never thought about that. It's a fashion.
Because I think there's like a famous like person in America who actually died when she was in like a open air convertible and was wearing like a scarf around her neck, and the scarf got caught in the wheels of the car and like killed her.
Really?
Broke her neck or something. Yeah. Maybe I'm making this up, but I'm pretty sure that happened to like
could be
a famous person in like the 20s or 30s. So to me, the idea of wearing like a super long trailing scarf as you ride a motorcycle seems like just on the surface, like an incredibly bad idea.
That tells you that was definitely fashion back then.
Long scarves? I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's got like a lot of like elements that just to an American audience, I think probably don't make any sense, which is why it like never got brought over here.
What a shame.
Yeah, it's but somehow this show works really well because it's got that element of like trying to live out your childhood dreams. And I think for like all of us otaku who like, were kids in the 80s and 90s, now that we're over 40, some of that idea of like wanting to be the heroes of our youth isn't really gone. But we at the same time recognize that having that desire is kind of cringe and weird. And so this show, I think, does a good job of sort of like threading that needle. Like, it's funny. I hesitate to describe it as serious, but it's like somewhere in between being realistic and being like a parody. And the way that it manages both of those things at the same time is actually quite good. I also insist on referring to this show as Yonjusai Kara Kamen Rider, which I think is which means Kamen Rider after 40.
That's what you've been calling.
That's what I've been calling it. I think it's coming from some of the same place of like trying to speak to this generation of people who like grew up with this medium and these sort of dreams or goals or ideas or whatever you want to call it, and are now reckoning with their own midlife crises of, I'm still not Kamen Rider. I still haven't like ever had a relationship, whatever.
Interesting. Yeah.
So that's why I call it Yonjusai Kara Kamen Rider as like as a point of pride, sort of. And I think your point about how the Kamen Rider show has changed over time to stop being like a kids show and start being like an adult drama show is also a response to, not wanting to let go of your love of this thing, but needing it to change with you as you change. And so in a way, I think that's kind of cool.
I like your perspective, especially because when the main guy, Tojima, finally put on the mask and then about to fight, he burst in tears.
Right.
Because he's so happy.
Right. He just can't stop crying. And like all the tears are like leaking out of the mask and it's kind of gross. And then he's like beating people up at the same time.
That's amazing.
It's really funny.
Like his dream came true, right?
That's right.
And he can finally show off his skill. Like he's probably watched many Kamen Rider over and over since he was like 5 or 6.
Right.
I kept doing the training, and now it's a time to reveal. But it's also at the same time, those like heroes usually don't show their faces in public. They kind of, hide it somewhere.
Right.
Like Spider-Man too, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And then like turn it into the hero, and everybody's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Him, he just put on a mask in public.
Yeah, like, and it's not even a good mask is the whole point though, right? It's like $1.50 mask.
Well, no, maybe 500 yen, in the festival. It's not that cheap.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's so funny. And then like he's so strong.
Right.
Like he does like, these are like names for each attack.
They're Kamen Rider names.
I mean, it's very simple. Like Rider punch, Rider kick.
Right.
That's it. Maybe there are more, but like those are like a basic ones. And with like bear fist.
Bear fist.
Sorry,
I thought
you're
bears.
Still thinking
I was still thinking about the
animal.
bears. Yes, without any gloves on or anything.
Right.
Well, I do like one of my favorite moments from the second episode is when the girl who has like the whole costume sees him and is like outraged that he hasn't designed an entire costume and is only wearing like a cheap mask, and she's like, "How dare he? He's not a good cosplayer at all."
Right. We saw her story, right?
Yeah, she also watched like a later Kamen Rider because she's like 20 years younger, right? Or I guess how old is she supposed to be?
Maybe
25,
24,
something like that. Yeah, but she's watched one where there's a female Kamen Rider. I guess the other thing that like always gets me about this is the English title is Tojima Wants to be a Kamen Rider, not Kamen Rider, a Kamen Rider.
What's the difference?
Well, so I don't think there are that many characters in American comics. I mean, I guess like it's sort of like Tojima wants to be a Green Lantern. Like in the Green Lantern lore, there are many Green Lanterns all over the universe. And so there's not just one Green Lantern the way there's only one Superman or one Batman or one Spider-Man, right? There's like many Green Lanterns. Kamen Rider, because it's been around for so long, there've been like tons of different people who are Kamen Rider, but it's not like a singular hero that's been rebooted all the time. And I think actually in most of the Kamen Rider stories, there's like other guys who also get picked as Kamen Riders, but they have like, they're like, are they also grasshoppers or are they like ants and stuff?
I think grasshoppers.
I feel like sometimes Kamen Rider like gets like allies who are other bugs.
See, this is why we need my brother. He can explain
You're
it.
right. Okay, but well, like in the girl, she's a ladybug, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean is like I think like they have slightly different masks, but they all ride motorcycles. I don't know. I don't know the backstory. Cool. Anyway, I think like, my way of relating this is to like want to be a specific superhero, but in those cases, you want to be like particularly like one or the other. They're very individual. They're not like under this like, I mean, I guess it's like he wants to be a superhero, right? But it's like a show, but there's like many different types of Kamen Riders. So anyway, I always think of it wants to be Kamen Rider as like, but that's maybe it's because I don't know anything about Kamen Rider. That like I don't think of it as like a job title. I think of it as like a particular person. So apparently that is not true. It is more like a job title. Like you could be many different kinds of Kamen Rider. So
there's Kamen Rider Amazon.
What do you mean?
The type of Kamen Rider. Amazon? Yeah.
Like in the Amazon?
I don't know. That's the name. Kamen Rider Amazon.
Is it like a female Kamen Rider? Because she is an Amazon? Okay. All right. I don't know. Anyway, I guess like if it said though, like Tojima wants to be a Power Ranger, I guess it would make total sense. So I just need to think of it as like, it's one of these things where there's no plurals in a lot of Japanese things. So they're not like the Kamen Riders. They're just Kamen Rider, but like actually it means something. Anyway, yeah. You can take this out.
All right. There's Beetle too.
They're beetles. That's what I knew there would be friggin' beetles. Japanese people love beetles.
Yeah. What is impressive about this anime is Ishimori Pro and the Toei are involved.
Well, yeah, because Toei owns the rights to Kamen Rider, right?
And Ishimori Pro is the Kamen Rider, like a founder.
He's the person who made it?
Yeah, the production.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's pretty amazing. The very, very first Kamen Rider actor joined the first episode as a voice actor. So who do you recommend this anime?
I think anybody who watched, for sure, if you've ever seen Kamen Rider, but even if you grew up loving anime, heroes, comics, and ever wanted to be a superhero, of any kind, there's something for you in this story.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's so funny. Let's do today's word of the day.
Otaku, word of the day.
What is today's word of the day?
I think it's got to be kamen.
Kamen.
Which means mask. And actually, that's all it means. Is there a special thing associated with the Kamen Rider Kamen? Are there other masks that are important culturally in Japan?
No kamen?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So does everybody in a no play wear a mask?
Not everybody.
Who doesn't?
The musicians?
Okay, yeah, but they're not in the play. Does anyone in the play not wear a mask in No?
I don't think it's necessary to wear.
But there's like lots of specific masks in No, right?
Yeah.
Like the Hanya mask.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of female masks for some reason, right?
I don't know much about like that side of culture. Like I'm not familiar, sorry.
Okay, well, so masks are a thing in the Japanese theater. Why does Kamen Rider wear a mask?
Like any other heroes?
He doesn't want people to know who he is?
Yeah.
Why is it a grasshopper?
That's what I don't know.
I can't believe we don't know this. Okay. We're going to have to redo this episode once we talk to your brother and be like, what the hell is going on in Kamen Rider? Okay, well, so his name just means masked rider. Right. And he's a rider because he has a motorcycle.
Yeah. You know, it's not like you can watch whatever your favorite show whenever you want. Like when you miss the first couple episodes, you'll never ever know how it started, right? There's no way unless you go to like a rental store for like VHS.
I mean, given that I watched most of the anime that I ever watched on rental VHS, this doesn't seem like an insurmountable problem to me.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. There are like many animes like I started watch halfway through or like, you know,
sure,
towards
no,
the end. Like I don't know why. Like but it's fun.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah. Well, they have special motor bikes, but what I remember was like pretty normal.
Okay.
I mean, as it gets older, not older, like a newer, I think
their bikes can do more things, like they can fly or go underwater or whatever.
I think. And then, like what I remember was whenever they fight at the same location where they like a kind of outside field with rocks, like little rocks, like where you cut the rocks. Quarries, yeah.
Why?
I don't know, almost always like gray background.
That's where the studio owned like shooting permission or something.
I don't know.
I mean, I agree with you. I can totally picture like where all the battles of like Sentai things happen. And yeah, like they look like, I mean, they never fight like at a riverbank.
Yeah,
because I feel like that's like when I think about like places where like fight scenes happen in like Japanese stuff, like next to a river is like a good chunk of them. But I think you're right that like I can totally picture like it just looks like outside.
Yeah, outside and then like has space.
Right.
And then you can rent for cheap.
Right. Like nobody else was doing anything there at the time. So they're like, okay, guys, we got 2 hours to make this shot happen.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. You should watch the original Kamen Rider.
I guess I probably should. Yeah.
Just to see what it's like.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
I think the other thing to say is for whatever reason, the character art on this is like really highly unusual, particularly characters blushing. It looks, I don't know why I think this, but it looks somehow like not very Japanese or like not very anime.
Okay.
Or maybe it's like just very 70s or something. The art style looks like wildly different from most other anime.
Yeah.
And I know that like this is going to be an unusual and weird thing to say, but I feel like somehow like the female characters in this one are like much more like full bodied than like most other anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are not slim.
No.
They look in some way to me American. Does this make sense?
Okay.
In terms of like is there somebody who's blonde? Is the first girl he's fighting for in the first episode blonde? No, maybe not. I don't know. Just like something about like the way that the female characters in particular are drawn in the series strikes me as like Texas. It's like they look like the kind of stereotypical American women as portrayed in anime. Okay. And like it's been really throwing me off that they like don't look more stereotypically like and the blushing
is
like out of control.
Weird. Yeah.
It looks like they're wearing like an unbelievable amount of rouge or something.
Right.
Like it's such a hot red. It does not look like the sort of anime blush of like, some like diagonal like red lines. Like it's like these huge
it's like
it's like they're wearing like apples on their face.
Yeah.
Like it's so intense. So it's it's sort of a distinctive art style that like really sets it apart from other shows. And I don't think I like necessarily like it or don't like it. It's just really different.
Yeah, maybe going for like more like American cartoon style.
It feels that way to me somehow.
Yeah, because like the main guy is not too much macho, but
no, he's pretty macho,
Yeah.
especially as like Japanese
right.
main characters go. Like he's
Yeah.
very ripped.
And then she has big breast.
Yeah, but like in some way, they're somehow not anime style big boobs, right?
What do you mean?
I can't
Like a round, like a balls?
I don't know. Like I think like very often female anime characters have large breasts.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
That's like a trope,
Yeah.
you know. But like the rest of their body is like insanely skinny. And I
yeah.
feel like for her, that is not true.
That's
like,
what I realized too.
She does have like huge breasts, but she's
Yeah.
also been working out a lot, and
Yeah.
she has like a wrestler's body. Like she
Yeah.
looks strong.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, but that's what I mean about like, I think like Japanese people portray Americans this way frequently as like sort of like ridiculously like over muscled and like huge bodies. And like, okay, Americans as a, you know, as a population do have large bodies in like every way we might mean that. But like, it's unusual to see them portray Japanese characters that way in anime. So that struck me about the show.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. If you liked this week's episode, please give us good reviews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or like and leave a comment on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and follow 2AM Otak and 3AM Otak, which won the grand prize.
Have we said this?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. Yeah. Grand prize, 3 a.m. Otak.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you speak or know Japanese, please check it out. It'll keep us making more fun episodes. See you next time for my 2 a.m. Otak.
Peace.